The word I kept hearing from them was embarrassment, because if you look at that picture and you listen or have viewed what happened yesterday in Quantico, you saw myriad numbers of Silver Star awards. You saw myriad Purple Hearts, Bronze Stars, Combat Infantry badges. And they were being lectured on how to do push-ups and lose weight and shave. And it was truly mortifying. But the larger question is, going forward, what happens to the military with this internal dissension that you can seemingly feel when you witness an event like yesterday?
When you look at those faces, it's what I predicted when I was on the show the other day. And that you're going to get poker faces and a stoicism that was reflective of professionalism. But truthfully, those individuals will leave that room or left that room yesterday, and they'll start discussing and analyzing how they can implement some of the lawful orders that they got. Okay, great. We can buck up the standards. We can take a look at the kinds of things to get some soldiers, not all, certainly not even the majority, back in better shape. Take a look at what our ranks look like. But there were also soldiers and all ranks of services in that audience that said, wait a minute, when they were writing down the same kind of checklist that I was writing down, saying, wait a minute, we can't do that, or we shouldn't do that, or this is a true violation of what we are as professionals, or hey, I've got women in my ranks who are performing admirably. Why should I kind of lump them all together like the secretary did? Or I'm certainly now going to debate with myself, what am I going to say if I'm asked to go on the street and conduct illegal actions? And I guarantee you that the people in that audience will not execute illegal orders. We've been saying that for a long time. This was a disciplinary approach in public with cameras so the whole nation could see. And it was an attempt at separating the military institution from the people that
Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakor Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. So you have this administration causing more division. All right, this time, with the military, because these military guys, these, generals and high-ranking lieutenants and all like that, all right, they take the Constitution very serious, and they feel as though that the job that they're doing is to serve the people of the country. Now, we know who they're actually serving is the international bankers and all like that, all right? But they wholeheartedly believe that they are here to protect the people of this nation. Now, Trump, this administration is now trying to turn them against the people that they were sworn to serve. And, I wouldn't be surprised if you have a revolt within the American military against the commander-in-chief. It's going to be very hard for these people to turn guns against the citizens that they feel as though they are sworn to protect. And these guys, pardon me, as you heard the dude say, the Purple Hearts, like these are like real war veterans that are in these positions, man. And they, once again, wholeheartedly believe in the Constitution, and they believe that they are upholding it and once again protecting the American people. So, this just shows more division, man, that this guy is creating. All right, this is Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 10:1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. All right, everything about this place is out of order as far as, as far as everything. But as I speak on, government, we in the middle of a shutdown, which is crazy. The government shuts down. You have two opposing sides, Democrats, Republicans. So it's always some type of confusion being caused because of that. Now this man is trying to turn the military against the people because he feels excuse me, he feels as though these people are revolting against him, which they are. They're revolting against this administration. All right, and it shows you that Esau is not a wise judge because his government is not well ordered. You can only have infighting, all right, with your government having two sides. These opposing opinions will get picked by the people, and now the people have opposing opinions, and that's why you have all this revolting, which this is the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai making these things happen. But it just show how unwise Esau is as a judge, man. When you see the response, if you watch that whole, what do you want to call it, press conference, you see the response of those high-ranking military members when he was talking. That's why Trump said something to the effect of, "Oh man, I never felt a silence like this." That's called a awkward silence because they know you about to say some bunch of bullshit, man. You had Pete Hegseth, which I believe is the defense secretary. He thought he was up there like really giving game, and he would say things and pause and wait for them to, give him an applause, and it was just dead ass quiet. The military doesn't even believe in this regime. That's how you know this place is falling apart. Calling them fat, calling them beardos with the shaving waiver, which the shaving waiver, if you know anything about the military, is really for Jake. Negroes and Latinos, because, Jake is supposed to have a beard on his face, so when Jake shave, that's why Jake get all them hair bumps and shit. You're not supposed to be shaving your beard. All right, so that was a shot at Jake, calling them beardos, calling them fat. We need to do more PT. These guys are just berating, and which is funny because Pete Hegseth has a video out there where this fool couldn't even do a chin up. Not meet the standard, a chin up, one of them. He couldn't do it. But he in there talking about PT and more PT. This is going to piss these military members off. And it's a certain level of professionalism that they kept. But as soon as they left there, they was talking shit. These people are, even though this military is going to get smashed by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, but in the eyes of the American people, these are revered as heroes, and you're berating them like children. All right, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. An unwise king destroyeth his people. And one way to destroy your people or to destroy your nation is to cause division within it. And this is what he's doing. Everybody hates this dude, man. So once again, I wouldn't be surprised if these military members take a stand when they're told to go to these places and not attack the people, because that's within them, man. They believe in that shit. We are here to protect the people, and we're the greatest America. We're the greatest country. They really believe that. So once again, man, I wouldn't be surprised if the military itself rose up against this dude, man. Matthew 12:25, and Yahweh Shai knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, destruction. So now this dude, the people turning on him, and he talking shit, Trump and his man, Pete Hegseth, You go in there and berate the military like children. Who's to say they don't, turn on you and divide? Because if you think about it, what would they do? If the United States military said we're not listening to Donald Trump, what are you gonna do? Wage war on your own military? That's how you know Esau is an unwise king. This dude, the only reason you're in power is because the Israelites had to get punished. That was the prophecy. Are you kidding me? Do you see this dude's country? Like I see all you Edomites on a damn internet. Black people this, Latino people this. Look at your country. Look at the state your country's in. It ain't a Democrat fault because the damn Democrats be Edomites too. Look at the state of your country. Look at the morality of your country. Your country. You can't blame niggas for this. Can't blame, blacks and Latinos for this shit. Look at your country, man. That's why all the nations on the eastern part of the world laugh at y'all and challenge y'all. Make jokes about you and buck at you. Because this place is clearly falling apart. All right, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How then shall his kingdom stand? How is this kingdom going to stand? It's divided against itself. You got civil war happening in the street. Politically, which will turn to a race war. How things are going. That's why when Charlie Kirk, got murked, the people, them far right-wing people, the first thing they did was start calling black colleges what they call HBCUs. So you know what was going to happen, what that's going to lead to. Right? You have a civil war politically. Democrats is trying to whoop a Republican's ass and vice versa. This place is in complete chaos, man. You got to be an idiot to think that this is going to get fixed. The Most High is making this place fall apart. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is judging this place. And this is just another indicator of it, man. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if these high-ranking military figures start saying, no, we serve the Constitution, not the president. Because that's the spirit of that American military. We are here to die for the people of America, to defend the flag, defend the Constitution. So the more and more Trump goes against that, the Constitution, the more and more likely the United States military is going to start to buck at him. You got these dudes that have been in the military 25, 30 years. Trump, you a new jack as far as politically. They looking at you like, fuck. This has to be the last regime of America because it's falling apart very quickly. The last administration is falling apart very quickly. Everything is chaotic. The economy's bad. Niggas is at war in the street. There's no bright spot of anything in this place anymore. But I ain't gonna hold you. I hope that video was edifying. Shalom.